I'd like to call the meeting for the whole for February 13th to order. For business on the agenda, it's called computing interest regarding the agenda. We do have it in camera, and I can tell you that there is nothing that anybody else as far as disciplinary. So, does anybody have any other interest? There's none. Okay, thank you. So, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? I'm not going to get a motion to accept the agenda as is. In favor? That is carried. So we'll move right on to the presentation, delegations, 4.1, RCMP quarterly report. I see Sergeant Wood. Thank you very much, sir.
Hello. Nice to be back. Thank you for having me. I was gone for a few months, but not very far away, but I think you were in good hands here with Corporal Gillies while I was gone. I hope so.
Yes.
But yeah, I was in constant contact with them. Sure everything was going all right on this end. So. But yeah, it's good to be back into a provincial role as opposed to a strictly municipal one. I'd say number is very good. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch base a little bit on our quarterly reports that we have for the third quarter. That was for year end, but our third quarter for 2023. We did receive that report, so I'll go over it fairly quickly. If there's any questions, I'll sort of ask it. I know that what they talked about here is just really that remote piloted aircraft systems, or our RPAS. That unit is becoming going to have a much bigger role within the RCMP probably in the near and long term. So basically, that's our drone that we're utilizing. We have had those for a number of years. In this province, we have the RCMP has one helicopter. We have access to some other helicopters in the larger cities, like Edmonton has two, Calgary, they have one, maybe two. But at least in this area, Edmonton Police will allow us to utilize their helicopter. They're running basically almost 24 hours a day, 32 hours out of the week that they don't have a helicopter up in the air. So that's just for the city of Edmonton. We have here, our helicopter wasn't available, and we utilized theirs for probably about a 2-hour chase through a rural area. So we have those reciprocating agreements. The helicopter is extremely expensive to operate. These drones are much cheaper. Even though we're not utilizing cheap ones that are running $60,000 for a drone like that we're using, but they have infrared capabilities. Even in the daytime is extremely beneficial in order to find people that run on us. It's even getting to the point now where we're looking at it where there's a possibility that the operator doesn't even need to be the person who's holding on or has the drone in the vehicle. We might even as we move on in the program, because it's basically your pilot. So we need to have a pilot's license, a certain type of pilot's license in order to operate these drones. It's under 250 grams. You can buy one at home, you can site, all that stuff. For the purposes we're using it, that's a 5-6 day training course, annual research. There's quite a bit that goes into that training, but they are looking at other options there as well, where it could be that we just carry around a drone, somebody on shift, and if we need it, that drone pilot might be in Edmonton.
I know, like the CF back, that was 20 years ago, and that's when I was.
So, if you look at like the drones, like the big ones that the Americans are using, dropping bombs with, and all the other stuff, like that's somebody out in Nevada. Like,
yeah, there's somebody in
Nevada that's operating it, right?
Yeah.
And that's in some other part of the world. Well, these smaller drones, the police forces that are utilizing, especially if they're getting bigger than the states, and that'll be somebody who's some other offsite location and just operating.
I'm honestly surprised you guys are personally actually flying them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, just something that we are moving there, and it is coming fast and furious there. But those are excellent tools that can be utilized now. Like I said, locating suspects and stuff like that in a much more timely. Let's go through this one here quickly. I'll touch this in a moment. It breaks down just sort of the community contacts, but also so As I've spoken about in the past, we have, community priorities that we set. We will be coming up on, as we're into the fourth quarter, so we're looking at our priorities that are going to be set again, on April the 1st. These have been the priorities for a number of years. They tend to be the police stopping, which I get the feedback from council meetings as well as town halls, and just the community in general. These are issues that seem time and time again. So, but crime reduction, that's always a big one, especially out in the rural areas. During this quarter, third quarter, we did 53 prolific offender checks, 4,779 hotspot checks. So prolific offender checks are just going to be where we're going to be monitoring those 6 to 8 people that cause 90% of our problems in the Thornton area. We'll see once I go through a couple of files of significance here that I think our numbers should improve, even they haven't changed a whole lot here year over year. So we've been holding kind of steady on our property crime. I'm going to say touch base on a couple of these specifics. You'll see how I think our crime is probably going to go down because of the people we're at for the rest of the year right now. So, but that's why we're going to just keep on checking those prolific offenders to ensure that we're not doing something we shouldn't be doing. The second one is communicating effectively. That's through these type of interactions. So during the last quarter, council meeting, and we also had one town hall that was up in County, Strawberry Hall. So, some of these, I think there were only a few people that showed up for that one there. You never know, like it's, whether it's 3 people or I've had, 100 people show up. So we'll still continue to put those on, try and get the word out as much as we can. If you want to show up, then that's great, but maybe even if there's only 3 people there, the information will pass along to them. They can pass along to their friends. And we still get to the other one there, big one is enhanced road safety, and the 2 things we're looking at is the check stops as well as violator contacts. So we did really well in this quarter with 27 check stops and 220 violator contacts. So especially over Christmas and that, putting a big push on that. Those will be the ones that basically be a static check stop that you'll see with the flash regular plates at completion. And then the other one is kind of a targeted system where they utilize it for rolling goals and stuff there. But I mean, there's still impaired drivers and stuff that are out there. We just had that collision here as an example, just a few days there.
On Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 serious ones. One was going to be a fatality there. That was on 39 and 770. And it was a fatality, but the other one was right up here at the 39 at the entrance.
Yep.
And while we were dealing with that collision, and fire was out there with their pylons and everything, somebody flew through the pylon. We were able to stop them, and that person was impaired. So while we're dealing with this one collision, an impaired driver. They had to stop for the fire truck and all the pylons and stuff. Yeah, so it continues to happen. I'll just, like I said, touch base on these stats quickly there, because there isn't a whole lot that's changed year over year. So these stats here, there is a breakdown for the Thorsby Brett, but these stats are an overview for the Thorsby area. Property crime, you can look at the side there. Property crime really increased at 10%. Huge. The other ones have gone down by 6, gone down by 8%. So, no real huge swings year over year, especially on the ones, we might have some of them on the smaller ones, but 5. For the most part, there's not a whole lot really to talk about there. Our stats have stayed fairly consistent year over year. And I think that part of that is just going after those prolific offenders. Now that sort of ties into our employees and stuff there, and just the members and the staff that we have working. So Breton, like I said, Breton, where we were basically linking it to locations. But based off of the stats, Breton has been given an extra position, and now that's going to be a sergeant position. So one more body has been added on the general duty side. why we're showing, two hard vacancies. One of those is a brand new position that was just added, and then the other one is a constable position that's going to be filled here on the 22nd. We have a recruit that's showing up there. So we are doing extremely well. I'm not sure immediately, like I said, when I was up in St. Albert, staffing is a big issue. We have no top vacancies, we have two hard vacancies. Some of these places, lots of them are running at 25% vacancy. So we're doing pretty well. And our support staff there, we have 4 positions showing 6. So basically, that's just getting 2 public servants that are on 90-day contracts. So we utilize them as a. So the stats is just more of a breakdown of the general overview that we kind of went through. So we can skip through that, and if there's any questions, I can come back on. Because really, where I want to sort of spend a little bit of time on here is just going to be these files of significance. There are a number of them there, so you can read, especially that one there, October the 9th. That's the next one here, October the 17th. This is Genesee. Now this is we have an enhanced contract with Capital Power. This is sort of where this came from. This example. Capital Power has provided us, in 2023, they provided us with $150,000 for enhanced policing. This year it's $250,000, so that's coming from Capital Power. If you ever drive up by the Genesee plant and you see red and blue lights flashing there, the police directing traffic and that, and we've had from that came in because they thought that the police was just up there and that was being pulled from our existing resources in order to just do traffic control for a private company. That is not the case. They're paying a lot of money for that. So they're all the time. Yeah, exactly. So I mean that's all extra money that's being paid for by Capital Power. They are because they have upwards of upwards of 1,300 workers that are at that site. So at shift change, that was a lot of traffic that was either coming onto the highway or going into it. So they're paying for that. They also are willing to continue to pay for not just those couple of hours, but for us to do extra patrols that are in the area. They feel that that would be very beneficial for the safety of the workers going. A number of those shifts are being filled with traffic members out of Parkland, and they've pulled a lot of vehicles. Sometimes there's tickets, sometimes it's just one. But in any case, this example ties into that, where, well, there was a traffic operation that was going there for this. Somebody decided to pull in, basically ask for direction. That turned into that person was impaired. And, kind of funny. Yeah, and with a suspended license as well. So there's a number of tickets he was charged with that. And then the other 3 occupants, they all had warrants for their arrest. So all because of that, we were able to deal with 4 people. Yeah. Wrong for staff. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up, really. So that's just an example of just having these enhanced patrols. These members, a couple of them actually have dogs as well. They're dog handlers and that, and they've been very helpful, especially when we get into stolen vehicles and those type of things that are in the area. These are extra members that we would never have if Capital Power wasn't paying for that. So it's very helpful.
I would think that even as well with Capital Power, and that's a huge asset with respect to the power grid, with respect to everything. So extra patrols, you just don't know who's coming in and out of there.
Yeah, so it's very good. We'll just move on here to December the 6th. So this is where there's these next 3 that are on here. So you look at a couple of them on December 6th, one on December the 11th. Of these 3 files, we have 3 people now that are ended into custody, 2 of which are very well in our area for committing crimes and that. So this, like I said, they're all in regards to the Pasco County break and enter site. We ended up throwing spike belts or tire deflation devices. That person was located shortly afterwards. We used our police dog services who are regularly that was arrested for this hearing and custody. The other one here in Little County, third one on December the 11th. That was for 2 abandoned trucks in an area. They're running. 2 males are on scene. 1 fled to the bush. Was arrested on site. Police dog services attended. The second male was unsuccessful, but the 1 male we did get was arrested, charged with numerous offenses, and remanded into custody. So those ones there, just having these 2 or 3 people in custody is going to make a big difference. We just had another gentleman here in the last week or so as well, after a pursuit or chase, stolen vehicle, we were able to get him as well. So they all kind of read the same, just different locations. But just having them in custody is extremely beneficial to the area here. So I hope, I'm expecting that our staff probably on the property crime will be going down for the next quarter, just by having kind of opened up. Oh. That's my presentation.
Yeah. The boys are, we're busy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, I mean, we did do the other thing, Operation Cold Start, which we did, the cold snap there. Just going around and checking on vehicles annually as for the province. We're going and checking on vehicles, but we try and educate the public that the vehicle running, ease in it. Vehicles that are stolen. So it doesn't take very long. You think you're just running to the SO or something like this for something quick, and we don't want to make it any easier.
Was the town, we learned that lesson the hard way once already.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take much, so.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions for Sergeant Moore?
Yeah, no. Think that?
Yeah, just a comment, an invitation at the same time. A lot of folks don't realize when you're getting gas and you're standing up pumping, lock your vehicle. Because they'll come in the passenger side on you and jack you that way. But your new recruit, please bring to council so we can roast them and introduce them appropriately
Yeah, for sure.
to the town and welcome.
It'll be a female.
Awesome, perfect.
So her fiance, I think it is, he lives out at Great Valley Detachment, so they're able to get her folks to the correct detachment. Convenient for everybody involved there, so.
We're happy to get to know her.
Yep.
Our signature mug.
Yeah.
But we'll be coming to you for better intel though, staff than the last picture we had.
Sounds good.
All right, well, thank you very much. That's all we have, and then, I don't know if you want to hang around for this, the next part or not, or you know,
Yeah, what's that?
we're,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll stick around for that one there. Yeah, excellent. Okay, thank you. If anything else comes up, I'll just read here.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. All right, so, the next part is, committee, Mercedes and Nathan Raymond, you guys, have at it. Thanks for coming.
Sorry, I've missed so many between kids and hockey. I don't even know my own name anymore. So we want to start our citizens on patrol back up. We actually had to start right from the beginning because we've been inactive since COVID. I've been working really hard on it. I've got about 9 or 10 potential members now. We wanted to bring this to show you guys. During our last group, you might remember it, Tracy, when we had these plans made. Because I don't know, I didn't even. Our idea with these was to put them near the entrances of town. A lot of people have cameras and stuff. We were working on getting like a list of all the residents that have cameras, and that's pretty well where we left off. And so I was tired of everybody complaining that they want a community watch group, and I decided to start it up again. Like last time, I was having a hard time getting members. So I just wanted to share that.
And you say you have 9 or 10 people interested already?
Yeah, So, hopefully I'll get some more because
Yeah.
we need a lot.
All right. So, great, I think, hey, Donna, you have any comments you want to?
Great comments. I'm used to it. In the Duke, of course, we had, the Nighthawk as well. And, when I was with Alberta Transportation, spent a lot of time with them as well as part of my catchment area and traffic safety. So, administration is very supportive. The only thing I may ask is if we're putting these signs up, we have to get embedded legally and we can look at that through our channels. And double sure that things haven't changed since they were maybe 2 years ago. So it's a precaution.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
2017.
I can speak to that, is, when Staff Sergeant Hart was on the force, that the logo and the town logo went on the sign as well. And then at the time, I was speaking with the forest, because there were certain areas on the coast where we're gonna have to put a sign that they're gonna post it. So it wasn't a hard thing to do, and then until COVID hit, 2019, it kind of went out the window.
No, and that's awesome, and we can certainly help you liaise with that. I just want to double check the wording, that's all. If we have to make a bit of changes, and not to negate the sign, we just have to make sure that we're saying
Right.
the right thing.
I think we have what?
We have 3 different sizes, and there's actually bigger ones that are like 3 feet by 4 feet. You know, areas in town. Stuff like that. Not to be accused, but that's certainly, but Sergeant Hart was adamant that he didn't include the RCMP in the town for signs or sign.
What's the procedure staff for the permission for the logo to go on the sign?
Yeah, we just have to get, that's probably formality, but on my end, this is not always there anyway, but there's a process. An officer that would be an officer.
Yeah, I emailed the RCMP today.
In the past, Rob Tillis was our liaison.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting, I gotta set up a meeting with the RCMP and get everyone to get their record check. And a whole bunch more, and then we can start again.
Perfect. If you need some help, we can help you, and our liaison will be, CPO 6.
Perfect. Okay, that's all, unless everyone has questions. Okay. I will make sure to keep you updated as I go. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks for coming. So, you,
So they want a motion to
Yeah.
accept both the delegations as, information?
yeah, direct, administration, with it. Yeah. You gonna make that motion?
Sure, accept for both delegation reports as information and direct administration to work with, the, refounding of the, Citizens on Patrol program.
Perfect, thank you. All in favor? Very good. All right. All right, okay, so, thanks for that. So, I guess that's all the police business we have here, so, thank you for that, once again, pleasure morning. We'll go on to the, council reports. So, thought I said mine, but I guess I did something else. But, anyhow, I'll start with here. For the, month of January, we had our council meeting whole, January 10th. On the 17th, there was a follow-up meeting for the wellness event held previously in 2023, and it was at the family restaurant there, and there was a dozen people there, and the people that were organizing the affair they were really impressed with what we had. I guess there's going to be another one coming up this year. Good. On the 20th, I attended the Ukrainian New Year Social at Thorsby Center, hosted by the Historical Society. They had 256 people. The place was packed to the rafters, and they had another 80-some that were on the waiting list. And, there were people from Calgary, Edmonton, and it was a very good deal. So we were pretty happy.
Sure, this
point, Sam's probably already pre-sold a third of the ones for next year.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure I'm gonna go next year because they really have to be on that one. You say that Tracy, Councilor Musson was there and,
Running you through the
oh,
mill.
yeah, Sam was, he certainly knew I was there. So, anyhow, it went really well. They were quite happy.
Did you say there was 80 on the waiting list?
80 on the waiting list. January 24th, the AGM supper meeting for the 3920, all of council, attended there. There will be no more scheduled meetings, unless the subject of concern arises. One thing we thought, possibly the mayors might get together, but, really there's no formal, scheduled agendas for, going forward. And then January 31st, I had another meeting with, Enoch regarding water and, David Donna, and, seems like, quite a bit to it there. I don't know, really much to report on it. There's not really a whole much for us. They're still interested, but like, Epcor is really, giving them a rough time, so.
Just Mr. Mayor, that, yeah, of course, hammering them. What they want to do is enter into this is just protocol and culture protocol, enter into a discussion agreement now. They're confident that, they like it, so now they want to enter into a discussion agreement. So, we can start looking at that. A little bit to learn on that, but, it's all part of the protocol.
Yeah, other than that, that's all I had. Any questions? On the report? Yeah, Gordon?
There was a 3920 meeting, like you discussed, and other than that, just regular meetings, and, that was about all. The, library board was still just doing orientation since everyone changed over there, and, the Duke County FCSS, there was no meeting in January, so.
Very good. Questions for anybody? Councilor Miller, do you have anything?
Just for January's regular meeting, is all I have.
Yep. Councilor Musson?
All right. So I attended all regularly scheduled council meetings for the month of January. And then on January 4th, there was a library meeting. The annual report is due to Yellowhead. Policies are being reviewed and amended as needed. And this meeting was also our Christmas get-together, and we had a dinner together at Neighbors Lounge. January 8th, I attended Thorsby Communities in Bloom meeting. January 18th was Chamber of Commerce meeting. The Society annual return has been submitted. Gala event in November was a tremendous success. Please join us again for Gala 2024. Christmas in the Village was successful with Santa, gingerbread house competition, the Grinch shop, businesses, open house, bonfire with hot dogs and hot chocolate, horse and wagon rides, and the finale being a Santa Claus parade with glow batons and glow sunglasses. Discussion regarding budget and layout of Taylor Park was held, which also aligns with the mental health grant that Carol Rumpel is securing. September 7th will be Spirit of Thorsby. Events on Main Street, unveiling a new statue at Taylor Park, and a fair with carnival rides is in the works. We need as much participation from all. May long weekend, baseball tournaments are being planned. Victim Services Recruitment invites new applicants. Reach out for further information. Chamber of the Year 2023 is awaiting for applications from chambers for awards. January 20th, I also attended Malenka at the community hall that was put on by the Historical Society. January 24th, as well, I attended the 3920 AGM at Breton, and January 26th, I did Commissioner Road. That is my report.
Thank you. Questions for Tracy? Go ahead.
I'm just, when you put here about, the chamber meeting in regards to carnival rides, is that like a full carnival or?
That's what they're working on, the rides where you buy tickets and go round and round, and, yeah.
They talk about it?
North Alone was. in the dirt where the car should go. That's what they're pursuing. And is there anybody else that's doing commissioner votes? We need to get a few.
Yeah, I think that's quite good.
I get asked on occasion.
Good.
I typically make a point of not putting it in here because it's none of everyone's business if somebody needs something commissioned of.
Well, this is where I just said, this is something I've done this month as a counselor, but no, the details do not need to be revealed.
Yeah, I don't know the need of putting it in there just because it's not really public information that somebody needed something commissioned is kind of the way I consider it.
And I look at it as that's one of my duties, and that's what
Yeah, it's.
I did.
We're not obligated to do it.
Sure,
We can
and
turn
put it in
down,
there,
but-
don't, I
But we
don't.
won't charge anything for the fee or nothing.
Yeah, no, there's no charge. No prizes awarded.
I enjoy doing it, I just, I think I did three last month myself.
That's good.
All right, one other questions? Councilor Rash is not here today, she's ill. I guess, want me to read it there, Don?
Yes, please,
Okay.
Your Worship.
I would be happy to.
Thank you.
So, for the, January 6th, the library meeting, they had a Christmas dinner, motion to keep SOS for the bookkeeper. They're looking for, asked about the budget amount, $49,000. Library meeting with seniors to get feedback of best ways for seniors to utilize library, and they're working on their policies and their plan of service update. And the, town meeting on the 9th, absent from work, 3rd. Attended the 3920, there was excellent updates from 3920 communities for all of them there. 29th, the FCS meeting, Christmas elves a success, there was 27 hampers. The elementary school brought in as much food drive, Okay. They're gonna start planning for the volunteer appreciation, which is gonna be April 14th to the 22nd. Lots of country programs being offered. There's financial planning, updated merger contact list, taxes, and counseling. The next FCS meeting is April 8th at 5:15. And there was no bingo on January 11th because we got the bad weather. Any questions regarding that? Yeah.
Just, point of administrative, on the AGM and dinner, would it be, amenable, Mr. Mayor, if we added Thorsby and community?
Yes. Absolutely.
Administrative additions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can I get a motion to accept the council reports for information? All in favor? That is carried. So, city reports, Donna.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll invite, City Executive to sit with me. He's got his first report here on behalf of, Community Peace Officer Program. And, the floor is yours, sir.
First and foremost, thank you for inviting me to your council meeting. I'm very excited to do my first report. It won't be as exciting as the RCMP report, I assure you. However, we keep busy. So for the month of January 2024, a few updates that I've decided to put into my report was we did a snow clearing operation. I don't know if anybody received a notice at their door, but that was part of it. So it's essentially soft enforcement we're doing. It's just introducing the town to having a CPO and being aware that there's somebody who's going to be looking at the sidewalks abutting to people's residents. So with that being said, I'm going to read off the sheet. January was a great introductory period for the town of Thorsby Community Peace Officer. Last month, we introduced snow clearing notices to residents who required maintenance to the sidewalks in front of their residence. On January 15th, 2024, there were 95 properties identified as requiring maintenance. On January 18th, TPO myself issued 29 what I call friendly reminder notices. It was very soft wording. There was no a remedy or anything along those lines. So 29 were issued to residents, still requiring maintenance. Overall, at the end of the operation, we did gain 70% compliance, so the town looked pretty clean. With regards to snow clearing, this was right after the cold snap, so when we had the snow. In January, I conducted 9 shifts here in the town of Thorsby. During that time, we had 20 events that were public engagement. We conducted 3 traffic stops, 5 bylaws were investigated and are ongoing. Crosswalks, so when I write in crosswalk, you may see me in the morning sometimes conducting traffic at the 4-way there by the school. After school, I make a presence in the morning, so I've augmented my shift, so I start earlier so I can be there conducting traffic in the morning, where there's nobody out with stop signs helping the kids cross, so just to make sure it's moving effectively, I'll get out in the middle of the road there, and I'll conduct traffic and make sure everything goes safe and everybody crosses the school safely. There was 20 patrols conducted, so that's perimeter and inside of town. And we had 3 instances, I had 3 instances where I had to liaise with RCMP regarding issues in the town. So we are working hand in hand, and as our relationship grows, I'm hoping that we can make some positive changes in town together. So there was a total of 56 events and 9 shifts. Last but not least, there is the Thorsby phone is up and running now. So with my public engagement, when I get flagged down by citizens, just to chat or introduce myself, I do offer my card with the information to get in contact with me, just making the town aware that there is a CPO to address any bylaw concerns or provincial statutes that need to be addressed. And also, email is up and running too, cpo.dejanvijevic at thorsby.ca. So if somebody chooses to contact me by means of email, I'm available as well. So I do answer my phone on my days off or when I am not in Thorsby, or I will return the call shortly after, so I can set myself up for when my shift does come, my Thorsby shift, because I do work 20 hours a week in Calgary. So that way I'm set up for success when I come in and get the most efficiency out of a 10-hour shift and everything that needs to be handled. So yeah, that would conclude my January report. I'm hoping now I'm going to be getting the LED bar for the top of my cruiser, so then I'll be conducting more traffic operations here in town once that comes in, so that'll move into end of February, so March should be more traffic stops. Other than that, if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Has your contact information been added to the Connect 39 or any other places?
Not that I'm aware of.
Could it be? I assume it's on the website.
I'll table that thought. It's on the website, there's business cards. We don't usually typically put that kind of stuff in the paper, but let me consider that now. I'll respond back.
I think as a constant reminder, because people, I don't know how many people look at the website, how they think to look at it, but people do pick up the paper or look at it.
They can always phone the office here and then you relay it to them.
The one thing we won't do is give out,
No, but just a contact information.
you probably look at the email.
How are you liking it?
Good, I'm happy to hear that.
Are you? Good. Happy to have you here. Any other questions? Yeah, something, Debbie?
I was gonna ask him, are you also, taking after the town when they don't clean their portions of the sidewalk?
That is absolutely something that I do, I can and will bring up to the.
Oh, okay, I'll be watching. She'll be watching you.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's right, and how many times has town property not been cleaned on this main street? No, sidewalk.
years
That's
ago.
2 years ago.
That's understandable.
You must.
We're not living in the past.
That's understandable 2 years ago.
You were here, so you should have.
I get a ticket, Debbie, I'm coming back at you.
I don't have a sidewalk.
Sidewalk sweeper stuff. Anyway.
The recreation.
We definitely do, we do our sidewalk in front and, the guys, and we also shovel, we even, machine it. We go down to shovel a little bit of initiation. The building that we have tore down is ours, we look after that sidewalk as well on the street. I'm not sure, does, ALGC look at the big sidewalk on the corner up there?
They're supposed to.
Okay, if they're not, we'll deal with that. Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much, appreciate it, we look forward to seeing the next one.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, sir. Bigger and better. All right,
Call it quits, but I appreciate, again, the invitation, and I look forward to attending in future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as far as the CAO report, we've discussed, the leadership team has discussed a more efficient manner in which to present bylaws and policies to council, and so that there's not the concern of passing more than 2 readings at one time for a bylaw to be told of that. Usually it's me.
Trying to keep you happy.
Well, you have a great point, Councilor Corey. So, here's the following schedule. That will present a new bylaw or one that requires amending or rescinding at a regular meeting for the first reading. Then, we will have ample time to review and discuss, present amendments or comment at the next COW meeting on that same bylaw or policy. We make the adjustments in the bylaw, we're ready for adoption and or rescinding and or amendment at the next regular. So you can see the cycle of stretching out to give you more time. The bylaw that can be read into bylaw in 2 readings at the next regular, or sent back for amendment. So we may end up having a bylaw that's first reading at this regular, the next month maybe second, and there may be more amendments. Some bylaws are a little more complex, and that's totally fine, more policies, but bylaws. Policies, although not requiring passage with 3 readings, will also follow the same format, so that you have time to look at them. Some of you may do extra research and come back, Councilor Gilbert, and come back with more information.
Never do that.
Somebody's got a timer.
That's right. At each regular council meeting, the goal is to have a bylaw and or policy ready for adoption or by motion, and a new policy and bylaw in the queue to be introduced. We want to start building that flow. That way we're not kind of ad hoc. And then, of course, once we pass third reading on a bylaw, then we pass a motion to rescind that bylaw. And that will be the regular third reading pass. So we wanted to streamline it because there needs to be that flow in the queue so we can get more done and so that you have more time to look and more time to provide input. The Region CAO met in Breton for their monthly meeting, and the topic was emergency management, and we were just chatting about a number of things. Namely, audits are coming up with Alberta Emergency Management Agency. They come out, take a look at our plans, and so on and so forth. That's the time of year. The community animator, Ms. Rempel, applied for another rural mental health grant for $25,000. I received word today that all grants are in the queue and will know in April if we were successful, and that is with the team's planning for Taylor Park. We made an adjustment to the stage as Jan, the owner of the Academy store, wasn't happy with that stage that's going against his fence because of security reasons and so forth. So we worked with the chamber to move that. They want to put in that digital station into the center. And of course, we presented that to council on the grant. One of the things I have asked the statue developer, I'll say it that way, and the chamber is to look into the licensing of the store character and make sure that there's no licensing issues, license issues. And I talked to Matt Rourke, his dad is doing this, and he's going to look into that because the CFO Cindy and I've experienced that with chambers where you think you're doing it right, somebody comes along and says cease and desist. We don't want that, so we've, talked to our legal counsel about, doing it well, the way ahead of time, so we don't have any issues. I would hate to have to stop the process, or something happens when it's been there 6 months and somebody comes along and says, hi, you gotta tear this down. We definitely don't want that to happen. So it's a precautionary thing, not a stop, the excitement thing. I accompanied Mayor and Council to the 3920 meeting in Breton. We'll continue to move forward with the nurse practitioner meeting with the municipalities and MLAs in the premium planning, we'll do it to the premium, set a date, and look at inviting on behalf of the 3920 mayors and minister of municipal affairs meeting to discuss infrastructure at MSI. Part of that meeting, and council, of course, will attend and so forth, but part of that meeting is that rural municipalities could thrive if we have a little more attention to infrastructure and a little more respect about infrastructure. I won't go into Edmonton's bike paths because that's a pet peeve of mine. Mayor Hudson and I met with Enoch regarding water and high-level discussions around how we can work together, and that's to do with the starting of a part-time working together agreement. AMSC insurance writer was finalized, however, they made a bunch of mistakes that we had to correct with duplicate entries in auto and equipment. Their template wasn't great, so we had to go through everything again. So we think we got it. Grants were reviewed on the suggestion of Councillor Gilbert regarding the opportunity to obtain facts for all awarded authorities potentially the following year with the police, fire, and EMS. We are directed to develop a policy on this matter, which is in development. And of course, we're all here when past Mayor Madrid provided her delegation, and we're, for all that we're honored. Update on the grant, we're looking at the 25,000, am I correct? Yep, thank you. Grant in order to build a plaque, and they've suggested to us to build a war memorial with the plaque going to. We have some ideas, but we'll apply for the grant, which will pay for the plaque, and build something, so they're not just stuck in a wall somewhere. And of course, everybody's moving towards the rec center, so we'll be working with Kelly, and we'll have some thoughts, we'll have a committee together and all that sort of thing once if we're successful with the grant. And that location will be decided, dedicated to honor a very special and social protected democracy in our community with their lives. The vault was emptied of all the contents. I'm sure you've seen the hallways. Shame, no, the hallways. We sorted them over a weekend, the admin team and the executive team. We sorted into destroy, archive, and keep. We started via a 2005 bylaw, which was incredibly complex and complicated. That's the bylaw that's coming in under this report.
Nathan's still back there, he might recall better than me, but I want to say 2018 or so, there is a new bylaw.
Okay, well, we certainly didn't find it.
Okay, well, it definitely exists from last term of council.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Because
the other one is a little bit,
I agree, I know the one you're referring to in the minutes, which is why it was replaced.
like, why would you keep personnel files
forever.
Well, I realize, which is
Or
why it
D4,
was
or-
replaced, I want to say 2018-ish.
Okay, we'll look for that one next.
Thanks. We dig backwards. There was nothing on the server, but we'll look at
Okay,
it.
yeah, I'm very confident I had to sit and read through it, so.
Okay.
Well, if we can
Well, I hope
bring a
so.
bylaw back, that'd be awesome. So with doing our homework, couldn't find the 2018 bylaw. This 2005 bylaw was a nightmare. Oh my gosh. But anyway, in the meantime, we'll start cataloging for the destroy, which is along this wall. Everything has to be looked at, and some things will just be in batches, but it'll all be cataloged in a destruction record. And then a lot of the boxes are mislabeled, mixed up, very old. Somehow those bid documents that were not destroyed after the contract had been awarded. Retention and destruction bylaw will come into next regular. So, but we'll delay that if we have an earlier bylaw, a nicer bylaw. I'm good with that. Our new CPO, of course, as you know, is busy in the community, and I was very pleased to know that 96 sidewalks were identified with a 70% compliance within about 8 or 10 days, which is pretty awesome. I said 70% was the new sewage. The new rebuilt sewage lift station pump is installed, and the intake pump, the new one is coming sometime in April. We don't know. Like anything in logistics, I can't give you a timeline. I wish we could, but I was down there for the installation. We are happy to take the pump technician recommendations on using the right lubricant and grease other than grease canola oil. That's all I'm gonna say. So, that's interesting. They pulled the impellers on the one pump that we had pulled before. There was nothing left of them, but it looks like something sheared off the shaft. You can see the striation marks on the shaft. Looks like something sheared it. We think we got a blockage in there somewhere, so the diver's coming to clean out the wet well, so we can see what's going on around there. When we get the new pumps, we'll run them at full bore, because they're warranted for a year, so let's see if we've got any problems. And the new lift station, the new intake station, intake pump, the one is coming, we hope. We started about hopefully in April. And we will run that one as well, because it's got a year warranty, and we'll make it do its thing. The other one that's leaking real bad, we'll put it standby. We need to correct me if I'm wrong, on this, but it can't be rebuilt. It can't rebuild that. So we'll have to look at grant money for probably this pump. If we get the same costing as we did with this one, it's a deal. One last thing to note that I want council to be assured, and the gallery, that we keep you as up to date as we can on issues. We keep you up to date on capital purchases. We keep you up to date in our variance reports and what's in the budget. We're underneath on our variance reports. We don't spend extra money. The plow that was asked for tonight by Council Rash, it was in the budget, and it's working well. I watched it work. The comment, Council Rash's concern about we're picking up family members in trucks again. No, that was a stranded high school student. Stranded with his vehicle. Andrew was on the way to school, picked him up, dropped him off. We would do that for anybody. Cold. Do that for anybody. Kelly keeps us up to date on all the rec stuff, and so that you know constantly. The pumps, the water meters and the endpoints we discussed and reported in council. We've done a pilot project with some of the new meters and endpoints. Thank you for your correcting. Some of the endpoints, and we did that on purpose, and I know we've reported that in our discussion, only because we want to get out the kinks between the endpoint, the billing, the Great Plains stuff, and it's better to do it with about 5 or 6 or 8 business endpoints than to worry about residents right now, because residents get a little cranky if the bills are off and
What's happening, come to your house.
you come to council and I'd be under duress again, and it'd be that way. So we want to stress very politely and very confidently and very thoroughly that you are well updated on everything, and that you are well told everything, and
I just got one question, actually, maybe it's more for Andrew. Will we be pumping water before we put those new pumps in? The intake?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, fill the lagoon first, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be starting, probably later this week.
This week? Oh.
Yeah, that'd be terrible to have the pond half empty and find out that the pump's not working.
We don't have that pump back yet.
No, but I would rather making sure the pond's full before we go to replace the pump in case there's some issue and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, yeah.
So there's the 2 pumps that are down there,
Yeah.
pump 1 and pump 2. Pump 2 is the one that we've been running, that has the packing issue where it goes through the packing. Pump 1 hasn't been used for quite some time now. That one's actually already been pulled. That pump and impeller are already pulled out. Those are up at the shop. So later on this week, we're actually gonna have to cap that line just to make sure that we don't get any flow back to that open access pipe and run pump number 2 to our ponds.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, you can just pull the pump and find out that we caused a problem and now something's blocked and we can't fill the pond or who knows, right? Yeah. That is a hell of a way to strap it. I don't think my arms are strong enough.
it was interesting when they pulled the shaft on that pump, because it pumped it, we all know it's top of a big log shaft. and all the impellers, there's about, what, 6 or 8 impellers? They're all the base of the shaft in their own compartments, right? It's really fascinating to see, how that works. And, it was also fascinating to sit and watch them install the sewage lift station pump and they're both Red Seal journeyman, millwright and electrician that were doing all that. And it was really interesting to listen to them and learn from them. So it was good. And it was nice and warm sitting in the sewage lift station. And no, it did not stink. It was awesome. Needs a little vacuum, but that's just it. That's my report.
Anybody have any other questions for?
When Edmonton went on, their water,
Yeah.
when people not use their, Thorsby's not affected by that.
Nope, not at all.
We put a notice on our website that, we're not an EPCOR water, and as a matter of fact, Enoch called me because they were on the rations, and I said, come on up to our car wash, it's open, and we did. Yeah. Yeah. We put that on the website, we are not on EPCOR water.
That's, yeah, go ahead, Irene.
It's not an so supposed to give out to the top. What do you, what's the construction of it? What's the name?
I believe it's going to be out of metal. Mr. Rick's father is a metal artist, and he does lots of sculptures with animals and so forth. And he is going to do, it's going to come out of a rock, it's like a half sword coming out of a rock with a hammer. I believe that's the current sketch. It could change. Some sort of metal, I don't know what, I haven't seen the sketch.
I know it's discussed way back.
Because we were told after that it's the whole thing again.
It's actually not
Take it.
Yeah.
If we were in a market, we were told that we're told again.
Yeah, that could be a problem. You're right, I was listening, at one point it's supposed to be the whole thing, then it went to half guy come out of the rock. All depends if the artist can get the face, stored the way he wants it without any copyrighted licensing. And same with the hammer, right? Because the hammer's the teacher that anyway, they're looking into it legally, so it could change again.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't satisfied with what he was able to produce as the body or face, so it was just going to be the hammer.
Yeah,
And then after
apparently
that, we heard it got it to work or something.
it's coming out of a rock now because he thinks he has the face down pat, and that was giving me an update. So, but that could change again, so don't hold me to that. For tonight, that's where it is. So it could change.
Put an extra scar in his cheek and a scratch on the hammer, and it's no longer.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, we got caught at the Leduc Chamber years ago with kids, and we didn't do anything intentional, but they know. They know. So I just want to cover our bases because I know council worries about liability a lot and issues surrounding liability. I'm just getting ahead of the game here. Nothing happens. But we've got time. So it's
No, it's a worthwhile
Yeah.
thing to.
Well, I would hate for all that work to go into it, to have
It's
to
just
take
a
it down.
silly problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be ordered to be destroyed. I mean, they have the copyright. If something were to happen, it could be ordered to be destroyed. And that'd break my heart.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because it looks like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, this is dumb risk to take, like, to make sure we.
And they have far more money than we do.
Exactly, so you're never gonna win that lawsuit ever.
No, we'll never win it, and it could be deep. Yeah. So anyways, we're just being due diligent.
And I appreciate it, thank you.
Not a problem.
You could put Daryl's face on it.
Hold on. All right. Thank you. Any other questions? All right, we can move on to Public Works.
All right. So for the month of January, of course, we had talked about it already, the water main repair, on 49th Ave, for the fire hall.
It wasn't that bad.
anybody to contact at the fire hall now that they've switched all of their,
Contact, like their
order of command. We'll put it in order of command. So
Yeah,
they,
just the person with Duke, you were saying, that we got to talk to.
yeah, so now they have, what's called battalion chiefs. And, they're an actual full-time position out of NSU. Contact now. So we got that all figured out. Where there's a lot of issues in 911. Lately I've heard of a hole with 911. Anyways, the Geekly Elmo house was placed on its screw tiles. Water service was attached to the house, and I received one of the Badger meters. It's actually their demo model. I didn't have any of our ones left. So I actually managed to get me the demo model. So that is our new Badger water meter that will be going in down here. Our notes, you know, everything runs properly.
That's the only residential.
Yeah, that'll be the only residential one that has an endpoint and, completed 3 line locates for ATCO and Fortis. They're replacing a couple hydro poles, and ATCO is working on their main replacement. I had lunch with them the other day in regards to the core project. So they're going to be, for 2024, they're going to be doing all the steel main replacement for Thorsby, the north of the tracks for phase 1. All the rest will be notified by ATCO, or what's happening, and hopefully limited traffic delays. That's going to be directional drilling. We welcome Dave Ramesh as new member. Had a meeting with Grant in regards to our leads that are on our grader and our buckets to try and cut back on our costs. As it stands right now, instead of blades on the grader, $70,000. And I get about 2 of those. New system that they have out, so the initial setup cost would be about $17,000, but our blades are only $500, and I should get almost double the length of what I do with the carbide. 1,500.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I was,
Cindy's falling off her chair again. Like to give me heart failure.
I gotta put that extra zero in there, you don't. Just kidding. So yeah, so instead of it being the $1,700 every 2 years for these blades, it would work out to be about $500 every 3 to 4 years. So yeah, the access blade. So on a grader blade, the blades themselves are about that long. I get to use about that much before I'm into my moldboard, the main part of the blade itself. These new ones, the blade is about that long, but you use up to moldboard, and then you flip it. You end up with a strip that thick, which then can be used for plating on the bottom of our buckets for wear plate. Utilize as much of the steel. Steel's harder than
we'll bring it to regular. More efficient way, we're looking at more efficiencies. That's why I'm turning equipment.
All right, thank you. Questions for Andrew? Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation, Kelly.
So for January, for the recreation center, 112, active membership. 17 of those were Arctic Clause employees, so that number. January 8th, we welcomed Sam Dumont on her first day as program coordinator. She honestly is a natural. She is so good. Wonderful. So she's had a busy month. She started Lego Club back up on Mondays after school. Our turnout was great. 40 kids. Got different teams every week, and she's really engaged with one-on-one. Thursday, she started free play Thursdays in the field house from 4:30 to 6. Again, she's getting a lot of hockey kids, with, like siblings that are lingering or hanging around the facility and stuff. So she's putting activities for them and turning it into a social time for moms. She ran her first PD day camp on January 31st, being Snowman Beach Day. She has indoor snowball fights, snow cones, just tons of fun stuff. We just had a blast. We had 30 registered. We easily could have had 40. But just the staffing, that's a lot. On January 29th, both of us had a meeting with Butte County, Andrea, and Sam. And that was a planning meeting for our cultural event. Friday, our family day event is coming Monday. That's going to run at the complex from 11 until 3. We're going to, the racquetball room is going to be converted into a nurse battle zone for families to have fun with each other. We'll have bowling. We're going to split the rink in half with the solid board, so we'll have skating and shinny. We're also doing hot dogs and snow cones. This is a free event, so no registration required. Just show up and have fun. And if the turnout's too large, we'll move into the field house as well, add activities there if needed. So all of our staff are actually working that day. Great day. I partnered with the library to apply for a reduced county teachers grant. So we're trying to bring in virtual reality systems, and specifically with seniors, there's lots of fun stuff to do with it. You can interact with like 3D puzzle building. You could tour Europe and different museums and stuff like that. So Paul has got some fantastic ideas, and we're going to work together to try to bring programming with that. And I actually just found out today. So very excited about that. And then it also, we can use this equipment for programming. They would love that. And there isn't a lot of stuff that targets that. Yeah, I think this will be great asset for our facility. As far as the arena, good. Practice is running well. We had 2 tournaments in January, 7 and 11. Rink is busy. Sunday is still our quieter day, but we're still having everything. So that's good. Within the facility, in the lobby mechanical room, pump. And when that pump went, it caused a short roller. Should replace because the controller is completely obsolete. But when they came out to actually do the replacement, it turned into a customer job, turned into like a people base because of the wiring components of it. So we actually put a pause on that project had, and I know my technical terms are not correct, but there was 3 empty electrical fields that weren't being utilized. So we were able to get that. We were able to do it. Yeah, might last. We have 3 options. We're on option 1. And it might last for 3 years again. So we're just kind of go with it. And LCH is looking different. The lighting in the arena lobby, so it's in the coffee entrance and also in the weight room, we changed that so that's kind of off. Those are often turned off. You know, people in the weight room love to work out in the dark. What happens though is my security camera, I know. And it's uncomfortable for somebody to walk into the weight room and then you're in the dark and you just go, "Ooh, and the lights on." But what also happens is our security cameras don't work as well. So I want that arena entrance to be grabbing everybody that's coming through the doors, as well as in the weight room. I want to be able to see what's going on. So they have to walk. Let's see, we did finally get our arena doors installed, the new ones, the exterior ones, and also the interior door. So our fob system is now back working perfectly and controlling those doors. And we'll continue on. January 18th, and that was East County. January 22nd, we did the fire extinguisher alarm inspection. We did the building. No major issues there. Part of my 2024 capital project was that the Aaron 36 power brush. Fantastic. It is like a little bit of a learning curve, learning how to operate it, but it cleans the sidewalk beautifully. Like any ice footprints that happen, they're gone. It's really, thankfully, Casey loves it. Yeah, he's over there making sure our sidewalks are good. And then we also, part of the 2024 capital is some portion of the sound system for the facility. So we have a few things going on. We have a portable sound system that can be used for any speaking engagements or events. And then we're putting sound in the lobby, full complete system in the arena, speakers, control and everything, and then also sound. So it's a 3-way project there. So the portable system was actually funded with the mental health grant that Carol Riffle got last year. And then the major system that's and hockey. So we just added a little bit in, and it's all running off of that the new system that was purchased by hockey, but now we'll be able to in the lobby. So the equipment has started coming in, but we're just doing packed up and put away and planning for installing the spring. At the same time, we'll also have this.
Thank you. When are you guys closing down?
All right.
March?
Yeah, end of March. End of March. So I'll try to keep the ice in for a few days for spring break. So people can not stay probably the end.
There was an east door, Kelly, that had down to the glass. Is that the old door?
That was our main front door. No, that was the exterior door for the south. Those are the doors that were.
Oh.
Yeah, they weren't closing and locking at all, and the frame was broken. Doors were broken inside, like
I just thought it's a
yeah,
glass.
we did break the glass at one point.
I was just hoping that was the old door.
Yeah,
That new door.
we did keep the old doors though, because that glass is expensive, so we kept all the old doors. So if we had an issue, we already have the glass. Crystal glass, pop it out.
other questions? No? Thanks, Kevin. SCS, coordinator report, is on here tonight.
No, thank you, Your Worship. So Michaela's been pretty busy for the month of January, so of course, she has a Christmas thank you and the lunch for the volunteers, and that's kind of an interesting lunch. She spreads it around every year to a different restaurant in town. We went to the hotel, there was no heat in the hotel, so we ordered our food to go and eat back here and have a picnic. So it was very close enough, but it was okay. Capital Power, gave us another Christmas donation, very generous, plus all the more things, for us, so it's, very kind of them. And, I will, probably later on, when it's a little less busy, I'll go down to Capital Power, with, executive effect, pretty generous, so that's the donation for us this year, so, pretty nice. The Mom and Tots program is run 3 times. We're looking at restructuring that a bit. Michaela and I are working together on, and along with the council, some ideas, so it's not a babysitting service, so we're still trying to readjust that. But if we can, we'll replace that program on those. And of course, she's attended, lots of meetings, and all the, county ones, the advisory board, regional Christmas bells. She wrote an article in Connect 39, which was a very good article. And we're getting more clients. They're not having a problem coming down. They like to talk to her here. So we're looking at 12 clients in January, 3 walk-ins into our appointments. So that's pretty good. And all the appointments, there's been some referrals, and she and I do case conferencing on more difficult cases, so that she has support, and it's not the right decisions, but she understands where to refer and when to step in and when to step out. So, and that's part of my training with that one. So, that is, Michaela.
I do have a question regarding Mums and Tots program. Is that what it's titled? Is it not Parents and Tots?
Moms and Tots.
So what about the dad or the other?
Dads don't typically like to go.
I agree, maybe they don't come because it's exclusionary in the
That
title.
could be,
Yeah.
that very well could be.
Because it could be grandparents and tots, it could be anything,
Well,
right?
it could be.
I mean, I'm a rare exception, but I go to stuff with Grayson as much as Ashley does.
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, it's, yeah, the title would be exclusionary. I agree,
Yeah.
Tracy.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think the whole premise of the program, we have to revamp.
I'd
so-
start with the name.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Maybe we'll wait and see what, Premier Smith does with her.
No.
I mean, that's a whole can of worms there, when
Simple
we
fix.
start getting into all that stuff.
I think one of the things we want to do with it is, right now, it's kind of a babysitting service. That's not a criticism, it just is. And, we want to have more interaction with the parents or extended family. So we've been talking about that. See what we want to do with it, or to see if we want. So far, the feedback from the attendees that have come, they're fine with restructuring, they're fine with changing it up. We're just not sure what we want to do with it, so we're going to leave it, and we'll have more discussion with it if they were really have enough feedback.
I would even say bring your tot. So, grandparents, whoever,
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
aunt, uncle.
So I just want, what I want is, what I want, we were discussing, is a more fruitful program.
Well, that would be, yeah, very much needed, but
Yeah.
I agree that, yeah, an easy starting point is,
Open it up.
yeah.
Past Mums and Tots.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
All right, it just popped out.
No, that's awesome. Awesome friends, Thompson Company.
Somebody responsible that's gonna bring them and hang out there.
Tots and responsible humans.
No, can't say human. Good suggestions, taken in good form.
Anything else for the SBA? Motion to accept the CA report for information, please.
I will make that motion. I haven't made any.
All in favor? Carried. All right, CFO report, CFO, no, or, city, sorry. Okay, I got one snafu today, I don't know, too bad.
So in January, I went away from home, but I did all the pension reporting for LAPP, and I'm happy to report that the difference is 0. Standard payroll, additions and year-end reporting, so, and resident consultations, mostly regarding tips and property taxes. Helps with billing and resolve abnormal billing issues. Helps with cash receipting, approved payables and distributed EFT payments, updated all annual forms and emailed them out to staff and council. QC reporting for union dues, staff meetings, and then executive. Cleaned out the vault in preparation for document destruction, archiving, and protocols regarding documents. Sent out arrears letters to property tax owners, so that was just the arrears letters, and then the tax recovery and tax sale letters went out beginning of February. So there's five properties that will be up for sale unless we So outstanding utilities at the end of January were $70,966.35, of which $5,332.66 subject to shut off. Outstanding taxes $195,829, of which $80,461.11 is up for recovery, and $74,494.64. The operating accounts at the end of January $536,913.28 compared to $186,445.07 in 2023. Our savings account $1.4 million is compared to $1.
I just was thinking when you were mentioning the tax sale stuff, that's building up.
We don't own it yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are we shoveling the snow? Because it's not ours yet. I was gonna say, we shouldn't be shoveling the snow, we should be giving them a ticket every time they don't
But you know
shovel the
what,
snow.
Troy, I throw good money out.
But my point is, why are we not at least trying to make them shovel their snow if nothing else? It's
She
insane.
doesn't use her mail. So,
Add us to the tab.
I get it,
nothing else.
but the tab is already so big, we're not gonna get it back.
Takes about 3 minutes with the board. I
So-
know.
It's more the principle.
I know, I totally understand.
Yeah, you said earlier, but I'm like, no, it's not ours. It hasn't went through that process.
But I can tell you the amount in outstanding taxes.
It's far more than it's ever
not
going to be
even going,
recovered.
we're not even gonna recover it.
Of course
So,
not. But the principle should be that, I mean, they should be doing their damn snow stuff. It's not
They
ours
should.
yet.
I don't disagree, and we've had residents say you snuck down the building with yours, and no, it's not ours, I don't think they should argue about it. But
We are not on
disagree.
title.
They just, yeah, the principle of it's kind of insulting.
Very
It is, I
The whole
agree.
process is.
I agree, but, I mean, so we bill it, because this is what's gonna happen. We bill her,
Yes. And
we
we
put it on our
tab.
tax roll,
Yes,
we get what we get for the
yes.
property, and then we have to write the rest off. So
Well, and report it on our credit and everything else.
No.
it's a corporation. So there's no credit. It's a corporation.
There's still shareholders at the end of that corporation.
You know what, I can tell you from a legal standpoint, the corporation is its own legal entity, and it does not affect her credit.
At a certain point, I'd still be reporting, just going through the motions because, I don't know, it drives me nuts.
I agree, but the time and effort is not worth, it's not.
I just don't,
we're not
yeah,
gonna
it drives
get
me
it.
nuts that we're shoveling the snow if we don't actually own it.
Use the blower about 3 minutes.
3 minutes, 3 seconds, the principle.
I agree. I don't disagree with you at all. It's annoying to me.
Cindy, can you remind me, when we pay our taxes in a lump sum, that's for the year coming, not the year prior, right?
Well, it's 2023, the tax notices will go out in May, and you pay it by the end of June. And
But that's
for
for
2020.
the,
Nope, that's for all of 2023. Nope, or 2024, sorry. So you'll pay it in June of 2024, that's your 2024 property taxes.
so if you went on the TIPS program.
You'd pay from January to December of 2024, and you're done at the end of December. So you're paying in the current year. No behind, no ahead, that year.
Trying to get a grasp.
Yeah, so we take so if you go on TIPS, we would take right now, we would take your 2023 taxes, and there's 11 months left in this year, so we would divide it by 11. And then in May, it would adjust depending on taxes, and then by the end of December, you have it all. Right?
All right.
Any questions? motion to accept the CFO report for information. Favor? So that's it for agenda here before the camera, and then gallery, ladies at the back there, it's good to see you. You guys got any questions today?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Actually, I've got so many problems now, that we do. It's taking a long time to decide which consider somebody of. You might be here all night. You're on camera, will be tomorrow.
Okay, well, we'll have to set something up, I guess. All right, thanks.
I haven't been here for a long time, so I just want to make sure you know who I was.
All right. Okay, take a motion for a 10-minute recess before we go in camera.
I'll make that motion.
Yes, in favor?
I'll hand out the reading